Beth, and today I will be doing a vlog on preparing for a short film. I've done two previous vlogs, one on Comic Con and I think it was Evolution of Editing, and today I'll be doing preparing for a short film. So basically I'll be talking about different types of production, basically finance, basically how much it is to buy everything, how much the cost and things like that. I will explain what different type of production there is, but I will be basically basing this whole vlog on film. So different types of production are film, television, radio and audio, and basically they're just different things, to be honest. Okay, moving on. So finance. Where does the finance come from? So as I was saying, I was going to base this on film, and basically, as I've got from my research, a negative pickup deal is a contract entering into by an independent producer and a movie studio, wherein the studio agrees to purchase the movie or film from the producer at, I think film and movie are the same thing, so why am I saying that? Movie studio, wherein the studio agrees to purchase the movie from the producer at a given date and for a fixed sum. Until then, the financing is up to the producer, who must pay any additional costs if the film goes over budget. So basically it's saying they have a set budget, I think that's what it's saying, an independent producer and things like that, and if they go over the budget that they're given, the actual person has to pay for it themselves, like the extra bit themselves. Okay, so how much will required equipment cost to hire for making a film? So rental rates follow the cost of equipment and its rate of depreciation or something like that. A medium range pro-sim camera, a Red Epic prime lens package, matte box, filters, follow focus, batteries, accessory, media and tripod, and basically that's the equipment, some stuff on the equipment list that I've just given you, and that will basically come up to £1,000 to £200,000 to £2,500 on each item, I think, per rental day, and requires a close to £100,000 insurance, £100,000 insurance for it all. So, is there a cost for location? Okay, so basically like TV drama, TV commercials, stuff is from £150 from £200 per hour on the location. The feature film is obviously, it says here £200 per hour. Student/charity film is 100 to 200 per day, but half day rate available, so I guess that's a good thing. And during filming only is £130 per hour. So basically, I don't know if you've heard any of that because I'm losing my voice. It's basically saying that you get different amount of money on different locations, basically, depending on what sort of film it is. Got a double chin. How much budget is used for crew and talent? So crew, since most videographers charge by the day, your video production costs will go up with more shooting days. Using the above rates, you could expect a 3-day shoot to cost around £3,000 to £8,000 for a two-person crew. So that's quite a lot, but it's good for a film. So talent. So while the bulk of the cast usually gets paid by the Actors Guild standard rate of about £2,300 per week, famous and bankable film stars can demand fees up to £30 million per film, plus perks and possible gross participation. So basically, the more famous the film is, I guess, and the more famous you are, you can earn up to a lot of money during filmmaking. So what is the importance of working to a deadline? The reason that it's important to meet deadlines is so that the recipient, I can't say it, I don't know, you know what, I'm just going to leave that one out. So basically they receive the quality standard and meeting deadlines. Also avoids any unnecessary delays. It is also important to meet deadlines because it means that you avoid overworking yourself because you haven't met the deadlines given. So basically people in my class need to learn that too, including me. So I'm not just going to put it out to them, but to me as well. What is the time frame for equipment hire? You have a contract and you have up to about 8 consecutive days, I guess, but you can put a report in it and ask to hire it a bit longer. Sorry, I'm doing a little jig. Oh, my belly popped then. Yeah, so what is the time frame for clearance? Basically, clearance is basically just getting it cleared to borrow equipment and a location and things like that. Just fill in a form to clear that you can use this space and you're paying this much, basically. So basically, if you wish to include copyright material in your film or television program such as an archive, film footage, music and consumer brands products, you must have the right to do so in the form of an outright transfer or a license of the copyright from the owner of these rights. Obtaining rights in this way constitutes copyright clearance. I think that's how you say it. Constitutes? I don't know, but I'm reading it how it is for my information, so don't judge. Okay. Oh, there's more. Clearances also apply to individuals. For an example, an actor's performance in the film/program must be cleared for all uses. This will normally be covered in standard engagement contracts for actors. The first stage is to think about what the film/program will compromise and decide what clearances will be necessary. In some cases, you may be able to avoid having to seek clearances altogether, such as where a work is out of copyright. This will apply to works where the period of copyright in the UK, the life of author plus 70 years, has expired. Be careful when dealing with foreign works to ensure that the period of copyright in the relevant territory has in fact expired. Also, for example, although copyright in the lyrics to a song may have expired, the record company may still hold copyright in its records. It is important to look ahead and take a broad view of clearances you might require. Also, ensure that the clearances you get are consistent with one another. If they have to be limited to a specific, yes, I've got it right, term, try to ensure that it is the same term. Otherwise, you will face an administrative headache in the exporting rights that expire at different times. I'm so tired, I'm losing my voice, I can't get my words out right. Please correct me down in the comments below. So that's, I don't know if you've got all that because I read that quite fast, but it's basically saying that you need to make sure that you've got it cleared or you could be done for copywriting. So what departments and crew work on short films? So people like assistant directors, you'll find multiple of ADs basically. First AD, second AD, a second AD and a third trainee AD. So that's basically assistant director. Director of photography, first assistant camera, gaffer, grip, sound recorders, hair and makeup, production assistant. They're the ones that I've got, but there are quite a few more. There's quite a lot in film. How do you find your crew? So you have to spread the word. You need to pitch your ideas, set realistic expectations, be clear about what positions you're looking to fill and what be expected of the crew. Do your part, be kind to your crew, ask what you need for what you need, but not more. Offer credit when it's due. So basically that's what you've got to do to try and find a crew, put your name out there, and hopefully they will get back to you, and then they will be your crew. So materials. So a few examples: archive, photo library, sound library, audio, graphics, interview, costumes. So they're just a few examples on what materials are. How a material source. A film adaptation is the transfer of work or story in whole or in part to a feature film. Other works adapted into films include non-fiction, including journalism, autobiography, comic books, scriptures, plays, historical sources, and other films. So that's just saying that that's what they tend to use when a material is sourced. So contributors, who else might contribute? Stuntmen, stunt women, public people, backstage people. Just think about Coronation Street in the pub. They have different people sitting in, just pretending and having a drink, talking to people, just a bit like that. Or EastEnders, or Armida, or Hollyoaks, or whatever you watch. You know, when they're in a pub and they're chatting, or maybe in the street when they're walking down the street. Exactly, we don't know, but that's what I'm trying to say. So, location. Who finds the location? The location, basically the person who finds the location is the location manager, and the manager oversees the production process from securing film permits to ensure the crew safety is going to be fine, because we don't want any accidents. And there's also another thing called the location scout. So basically there is a difference between location manager and a location scout because of the logistics apparently, but I haven't got reason what the difference is, so let's move on from that. Yes, I am in my nan and granddad's house. It's a little bit again. By the way, if you hear a click, it's this annoying queen thing that goes. Yeah. So moving on, what is the purpose of REEF? I think it's called REEF. It's basically a reduction term used in the UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand and South Africa, which refers to pre-filming visit to a location to determine its suitability for shooting, commonly carried out by the director of photography, including access to necessary faculties and assessment of any potential. So risk on the location. So basically when you believe there might be risk on the location, you have to take a risk assessment, but you have to anyway. You have to take risk assessment, checking to make sure everything is safe, and basically things like that. Just making sure everything's safe, ticking it off, writing it down, what's not safe, how you can change that, and yeah. Regulations, so permission, images and music. So you need to make sure to determine if permission is needed, identify the owner, identify the rights needed, plan ahead for permission, contact the owner, negotiate whether payment is required, get your permission agreement in writing. So basically that's a bit like the clearance. You need to get all of that and make sure it's cleared. Otherwise you can't use it and you ain't got a film. So which regulators are used and why? So BBFC, which stands for the British Board of Film Classification. So it is an independent non-government body which classifies movies, videos and computer games. Classification range between U, so that's universal, whatever it's called, suitable for audience age 4 and over, and 18 meaning suitable only for adults. So that's BBFC. So the next one is ASA, which stands for the Advertising Standards Authority. So this is basically the self-regulator organisation of the advertising industry in the United Kingdom. The ASA is a non-statutory organisation and so cannot interpret or enforce legalisation. So the main organ is a SA Council on Board, and the purpose is advertising regulator, and the region served is also in the United Kingdom. So that's ASA, I guess. If you didn't catch all that, blame my voice. So the next one is PRS, and this is basically for Music Limited. So formerly the MCPS and PRS Alliance Limited is the UK's leading collection Right, I'm going to spell it out to you. Society. Bringing together two collections, so I can't say it. The next one is SOCIETIES. Surely you can say that. I can't. The Mechanical Copyright Production the Mechanical Copyright Protection SOCIETY MCPS, and the Performing Right COCITYPRS. Sorry you didn't get any of that, but that is PRS. Right, moving on to the final two, and then my vlog will be done. The Mechanical Copyright Production Society, so that's MCPS, what I was talking about back in the last bit of PRS, if you did not get that bit. So it is established in 1924. It's not for a profit organisation, which currently represents over 17,000 composers, songwriters, and music publishers. I've just realised that I haven't looked like that much in this vlog at you guys. I don't think you want to see my face anyway. Jokes. The essential function of MCPS is to collect and distribute royalties. Ooh, I'm the queen. Well, just not the queen, that's a bad idea. So yeah, that's the MCPS. By the way, guys, if you do have any questions and you didn't hear what I said in this vlog, please write down below in the comments and I can actually write down what it says on the sheets for you guys. I don't know if you can hear me. Like, again, I'm repeating myself. I always do this, I don't know why, but I don't care. PPL, so this is a Phonographic Performance Limited, commonly known as PPL. So basically it's a UK-based music licence company and performance rights organisation founded by Decca and EMI in 1934. As of 2012, PPL collected royalties for 65,000 performers and 10,000 record companies. Okay, that is a lot. I mean, a lot. And I'm done. Just madness. Oh, sorry guys. Right, so that concludes today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed. If you got confused, please write down below and I will send in a copy of the sheet onto the comments so then you guys can exactly know what I'm saying. Goodbye. Love ya.